Sofia, would you like to share?
Yeah, him and I already record the a part of the music. It will not be the final because we have to change the lyrics, but it's for you to show.
Okay, cool, cool. Hi, Ximena, welcome. So
Hi.
you guys have been busy. Okay, cool.
So this is my laptop. So the problem is that people are stressed and don't know how to relax and pamper themselves. So the mission is to produce a music video that will relax and help others.
Cool. Okay.
We did a little research that it's that music have a profound effect on your emotions and body. So faster music helps you to make you feel more alert and concentrate better, and slower music quiets your mind and relaxes your muscles, making you feel soothed while releasing the stress of the day.
All right. Wow.
So we chose slower music.
To release the stress.
Yeah. So do I share the sound?
Sure.
It's a little long, so I will stop it.
Okay.
Let me find it.
Ximena, this is you playing, no?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Girl, she's like a curse. On each other, we'll break first.
Wow.
So many nights trying to find someone new. They don't mean nothing compared to her. I know. When people ask about us, I just push it off. I don't know why we act like it means nothing at all. I wish that I could tell you that you're all that I want.
Wow, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit, Ximena and Sofia, tell us a little bit more about the history of that song and the lyrics?
Okay, so like the original song, it's about like a guy that likes a girl, and and they can't like be in love with each other or whatever because they're famous and I don't know that stuff.
Yeah.
But like I already have like a little part of the new lyrics. And
are you writing the lyrics, your own lyrics?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. All right. All right. And is that you singing?
Yeah, that's me singing.
Oh. Yo, okay.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear that, I just get inspired. A whole slew of ideas come to mind. So Sofia and Ximena, love what you're doing. What do you guys think? This is some pretty impressive music here.
Honestly, it sounds like a professional video clip.
Here. Is that you, Jose Pablo? It does sound like a very professional music video. Way to go. Way to go.
Actually, what I wanted to do is to like make photos, or like when they upload music videos, they have like photos recorded or something like that. So I was trying to do that with the music.
Exactly. That's the next step, is to get photographs that reflect after you have your lyrics and the rhythm set. Then the last step is to get photographs that sync with the music. Daniel, what's your take on this progress?
Well, there's a lot to say, really. I really like the music. It's really clear. The piano, it sounds really clear. The voice is really good. It's on tune. It has really, how do I say this? Really beautiful tones. So the changes of the voice and the impression of the voice, it's really good. I really like it. I mean, I don't know.
It's amazing, really,
Yeah,
very sophisticated. It leaves both Daniel and I speechless. It's so advanced. I mean, Memo, your lyrics are phenomenal, and Jose Pablo, I applaud your innovative use of tools to get music. You found this special tool to compose your own music. Is that right, Jose Pablo?
Yeah, I actually found it in a video because I was kind of bored and I always try to look for information.
Cool, cool, cool.
That's how I get that much programs, pages, yeah,
Yeah.
different types of tools.
So
Yes.
I think it's really cool that all of you have an idea, a unique message, and all of you are pursuing, executing that idea with different tools and in different ways. I think it's an example of creativity and innovation flourishing. Great. Okay. Antara, Fernando, Begonia, Alfredo, would you like to share your thoughts? Anything you're working on? No worries if you haven't had time.
Well,
Go,
um,
go ahead, Antara, you first, and then Fernando, you next.
okay. Well, I already have. I'm putting some sound effects at my music, and I actually just sang it while I was hearing the thoughts of everyone. Oh well, the last person that was sharing,
Yep.
and I just got think of new lyrics to finish my song.
Cool, cool. Okay, we're gonna talk a lot. We're gonna talk about lyrics today and the strategies for writing poetic lyrics.
Not like a poetic sign, but you have to get a lot of inspiration and imagine your lyrics. It's not like about the having like same rhymes and everything. It's all about your imagination and how you express it. That's how you write music.
Well put. It doesn't have to rhyme.
yeah,
No, it has to be like how you like it.
Right.
Specifically how you like it or how you want it to be. You have to express yourself in the music.
Yeah. There's a lot of poetry nowadays that doesn't really rhyme, but I think my guess is that in the process of becoming a poet or in the process of becoming a hip hop artist, Daniel, you may correct me here, but my guess is that they have studied the basics of poetry um, and they're able to be creative because they understand some basic principles of how words and rhythm play together. Is that correct, Daniel?
yeah. I think that's true, and I also I think about Antara's words, and for example, what I always think it's really hard is, for example, if you want to make a poem, sometimes you can make words rhyme, but they don't really give a really strong message, you know. And sometimes you have uh, words that give that message, but not necessarily rhyme. So
No,
that's kind of a thing that I think really good poets can go around. So I think really good poets have the means and the knowledge to sometimes do both, to choose the right words with the right
To
rhymes
express it.
to express the message. Yeah, that's right. But I also think that not always you need to go and force that route. And maybe it doesn't need to be a really, how do you say, explicit rhyme. There are these, I don't know how it's called in English, but I will say like explicit rhymes where it's not that it ends at the same s- in, like letters, but it ends at a really similar sound, and you can do like the feeling of rhyming.
Mhm.
But yeah. So
Cool.
that's what I think.
Cool, cool. Very good. This is a really interesting discussion about being creative, whether we're writing music or whether we're designing a robot or an electronic circuit. It's valuable to know the basic principles,
Yeah.
but the best engineers, the best computer programmers, in my experience, are the ones that know the rules and then break the rules. But
But they know the rules.
it's useful to really
Yeah.
know the rules before
Yeah.
you start breaking them. And it applies in many different professions, I think. Maybe even in medicine. You may know what is traditionally true, but my guess is that progress is made by knowing the rules and knowing how to break them logically. Okay, very, very interesting. All right, I know, Daniel, you've been working on something, so I want to leave time for you to show everyone,
Yeah.
but shall we go around the room? I think
Yeah.
Fernando had his hand up, or? Mhm.
Well, I was going to say that as this week we had exams, I couldn't progress anything.
Oh, no worries. We
I
understand.
already have like I've been hearing lots of music this week
Uh-huh.
to like see rhythms that sound very good,
Cool.
and I already have kind of some ideas to make the rhythms.
Excellent. Excellent, Fernando. It all starts with ideas, right? It's
Yeah,
it's better to start with good ideas than to just start building willy-nilly. That's why we do our PowerPoint lab books, to plan everything out before we just start pushing keys on the keyboard. Okay, Begonia and Alfredo, anything you'd like to report on progress over the week?
I
Bego.
didn't have any time to progress
No.
because we had exams.
Yep.
I just did a little research, but I just have to put it on my laptop.
Okay. Okay, Bego. Alfredo, any thoughts? I remember you and Daniel told me he had a discussion about writing music that reflects the COVID pandemic. Any
Yeah.
thoughts? Any more thoughts about that?
Well, as Begonia said, we had exams,
Yep.
so I didn't have that much time.
Great.
But yeah, I continue with the lyrics, but I'm still not finished.
Great. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So what if we do this? Let's have a look at how Daniel approaches writing his own music. And then let's see if we can do a little research on how hip hop artists write lyrics for a hip hop song.
Yep.
Okay, Daniel, go ahead.
Okay. A little nervous.
You're there.
Yeah.
All musicians I've heard, even the most famous ones, when they go on stage, they say they're nervous. That's a sign that you're into it.
Okay. Can you see my
Wow, it's a
screen? Yeah.
beautiful cover. It's like a cover of a record or a disc.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going for that.
It's beautiful.
Thanks. Okay. Well, I think I'm going with really an idea really similar to Jose Pablo. because it's about nature, as you can see with the pictures. And
Yeah.
so my problem was that not many people look at nature for how wonderful it is. And my mission is to write a song and make a music video that reminds everyone of the beauty of nature.
Fantastic.
So that's, yeah, I think we are going through very similar routes. So this is the lyrics that I wrote. And well, yeah, if you think about rhymes, I have a few. So I have these two, surround and found, and make the sky and fly can go together, but they are really far apart. But the structure, it goes with five syllables all the way through the first two verses, and then starts to get into a little bit of a mess in the chorus. But I'll just sing it and play it and see what you think.
Wow.
So this is the actually the melody and the chords. I just came up with them today. So yeah, I haven't practiced a lot, so forgive me if I make a mistake or I don't really get
Okay, this is
into.
way cool. Daniel, I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna try to spotlight you on the side here.
Okay.
And then the lyrics, so we can follow the lyrics on the left-hand side of the screen, and we can see Daniel playing his cool guitar.
Do you remember this guitar?
I do remember that. Tell the story about that guitar, Daniel. They would be.
Well, this guitar, we went when I was in Boston with John. We went to Guitar Center, which we really like to go to because it's you know, kind of a heaven for musicians. So there we saw a lot of instruments and a lot of guitars because that's the main instrument that we play. And suddenly this was on a stand in in a corner, and it looked really strange, right? So that was the thing that attracted us to see if it actually sounded well, because it has a really interesting gauge, and it has a different layout on the holes. And yeah,
Cool.
we played it and we loved it. We loved the sound. So yeah, this was actually one of my first things that I bought um, with my, how do you call this?
Reward from working so hard at building yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the story of this guitar, and it has been with me for 5 years now. I think.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
6 years, I think. So let's see. I'm missing a string, so yeah, but I think you won't notice that. Let's see. Let the wind blows down, and the ears hear sound. It's the earth and sky, what can make us smile? The world surround, all the love you found, all the words and laughs that will never fly. Can you feel the air tonight? Rain is falling, flowers growing every time. Can you hear the sun beside? How much more? How much more can I get? That's it.
Wow. Go. What do you
That was
think, guys?
amazing. That was amazing.
Amazing, Daniel. Record that. Record
yeah.
that.
I make a recording so I can share it with everyone.
Oh,
Thanks.
wow. It's beautiful. And it so reflects your PowerPoint message. Doesn't it, guys, immediately reflect, make you think about nature, both the lyrics, the rhythm, and the melody are very nature friendly. Um, I noticed something you did that really I thought was quite interesting. Um, well, a lot of things you did that were extremely interesting, but one thing that got me, sometimes if you, like Daniel was saying, and Antara, you were saying the same thing. The most important is that you take a message, right? It's nice
Yeah,
if it rhymes. It's nice if you have the syllables all in order, but sometimes you get the message across better if it doesn't rhyme or if you don't have exactly the right syllables. But I noticed sometimes you made one word where you needed two syllables and you just
yeah,
like never, or you did, yeah, you used
yeah.
never and you made it into an extra syllable. I thought that was clever sort of breaking the rule.
Yeah, like also when I think can you feel the air tonight? It's seven syllables, and then rain is falling, flowers growing. It's eight syllables,
Uh-huh.
and then it goes every time. So if you think about the structure in terms of syllables, it shouldn't fit, but the way I go around it, it's just um, singing the words a little bit faster and then adding the every time in a place where you don't expect it to be, where it's a change in chords. So it's like na, 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 the air tonight. And then I wait and then I sing it faster. Rain is falling, flowers growing every time. And
Beautiful.
yeah, I think that's what we were talking about, right? So it's kind
Yeah,
of you don't follow the a really strict structure, but I mean if you feel it sounds good and yeah, and you like it and it gives the message, I think you can do it.
great, great. Wow. Now I am so inspired by all of the work you guys have done that I'm gonna stay up all night, I think, tonight, trying to get in your league, trying to approach your league. Wow, this is way cool. Okay, so guys, uh, what if we spend the next 10 or 15 minutes on your own, and let's say half of you research how does a hip hop artist write the lyrics for hip hop, or even write the rhythm for a hip hop. Do some research um, on how a hip hop tune gets written. And then maybe the other half of you, what if you do some research on what is a poet, how does a poet have to think? Daniel, maybe you can put it in better words here. What we want to do is get some basic rules that hip hop artists and poets use. And then we want to be in a position to break those rules if we have to, or if we want to. Um, so uh, whoever wants to, who's ever interested in hip hop, or whoever is into poetry, just spend the next 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll spend the last 15 minutes reporting to everyone on your research. Does that make sense?
Yes, John.
Okay. And document it in your lab book. No, easy to copy and paste from Wikipedia, or, you guys know what to do. Way cool. I still have my mini Martin here. Daniel.
Oh, I fell in love with that guitar a few times. Will you make a blues tune for?
I'm sorry?
Would you be going to the blues direction for
Yeah.
the? Yeah.
I love to go to the blues saloons, Daniel.
Yeah.
I think you weren't quite 21 when you were here, so we couldn't go to the blues saloons.
No. I was actually 20 at that time.
20, yeah. So we
Yeah.
couldn't go into the saloons. That's too
Yeah.
bad. Next time you come, we'll go straight to the blues saloons.
I'm up for it.
The coffee houses. All right. Great. So I can tell we have some good musicians here, singers, piano players,
Yeah.
and some very good
Songwriters.
artists in the making. Some really creative spirits in this group. I think we're going to have some music videos that are going to get a lot of likes on YouTube. Yeah. Wow, I'm so excited, Daniel, by what I see these guys doing.
Yeah, me too. I'm also surprised. I mean, it's always refreshing to see the creative mind of someone else.
Yeah.
But seeing it blooming at that age, it's
Yeah.
also it's the surprise me is higher, and the enjoyment you get about hearing it, it's also bigger. So I mean, yeah, it's really good.
Well put. Well put. We have some very artistic minds in this group. Very creative minds. I'm also intrigued, Daniel, because at their progress, because we planted a few seeds maybe, but we really didn't teach that much. We just kind of put a blank piece of paper down, and they just ran with it.
Yeah.
And they went in all different directions. They found their own tools. They just went wild.
Yeah, I think that's also part of how great a time this is, because you can go around the internet and learn how to do most things, and in music you have a lot of material to go to on the internet. There's a lot of musicians, there's a lot of teacher musicians on YouTube, and there's a lot of lyrics and tabs and chords on the internet. And yeah, just there's just a lot of material to hear and to see. So I think it's also it's great that that's out there, but it's also great to see that that it's been used, and it's been squished to the limit, so that you can get your yeah.
Well put, Daniel. While you guys are researching, I hope we're not distracting your attention, but we're just blah, blah, blahing. I'm looking at the background of your music, and it's, I think to Sofia's point, once you have the music, then adding the graphics to it is like another dimension. It's like another sense that you're tickling. We're tickling our ears, and we're also tickling our eyes. And the background can make a big difference in setting your mood, no? So
Yeah.
I register your candle in the background and the
Oh,
static
you,
light.
you were talking about my room.
Yeah, yeah. So your
Yeah.
room makes me want to know more about your song or your lyrics, but it kind of draws me into the music. So
Thanks. I like
yeah,
you saying that about my. It's actually a very me room
yeah.
because I actually programmed those lights and also ones that are right there and also
Oh
my
wow.
desktop behind and also the lights on my ah,
So are they
on my
programmed
ceiling.
from your computer or from an Arduino? Oh
So
wow.
yeah. So yeah, I use a microcontroller um, to control all of the lights, and they'll have a web service. So I have a Google Home, which is this home automation. Yeah, it's something that helps you control everything in your house.
Yeah.
But there's if you buy these things as a commercial product, they are really expensive. So I went about doing it myself. So I made the lights and the controller, and I can just say, "Okay, Google, apaga la cama uno."
No way. No way. You can
Yeah,
talk to your lights?
yeah. And as you can see,
Oh
they
yeah,
turned on,
yay. Way
and I can
cool.
say, "Okay, Google, pon la cama uno de color morado."
Oh boy.
And then it takes a little bit, but
I love it.
there's
I
a
love it. Love it. Love it. Whoa.
so yeah, it's a really
I
me
think all
room.
the ladies in Jalapa are going to want to see your room. Yeah.
Well, this coronavirus, it's keeping everyone away. So
Yeah. Okay. Way cool. Way
thanks.
cool. Mm.
And then the candle is just part of today. My room it's full of humidity, so I turn it on to
Oh,
relieve a little bit of it.
okay. Sweet, sweet. Okay, guys. Anyone like to share what they found about how to write a hip hop tune and or how to
I
write a poem?
I got some information.
Okay, Jose Pablo, this is?
Um, this is what?
Is this Jose Pablo talking?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Okay, so what I find out is that for creating any type of music, not just hip hop, you need these three main like settings, which are the metric, which is like the ratio or the index in the piece of music. It indicates how it looks, it lasts,
Mm-hmm.
and its values are organized to create the beat of the song. Then we have the tempo, which is equal to the beat of the song. And finally, the beat, which is known as the pulse of the songs, because it resembles the beating of our heart.
Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting. Can you try to summarize that in your PowerPoint lab book and present it to us next week, Jose Pablo? The
Yeah, I'll try to
three,
do that.
the three elements of a hip hop tune. Is that three measures of success or three elements?
Elements. Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Elements in hip hop. What's one or two words that can describe each of the elements? One is beat. Beat and rhythm are kind of the same, no? What can
Kind
you summarize those three elements of hip hop again, Jose Pablo? Let's try to filter it down into two or three words for each element.
from what I know, the beat is like uh, okay, like this. Can you hear it?
Boom, pop, boom, pop, boom, pop. The beat is
Yeah.
the drum part of the music.
Yeah, and this is the rhythm.
We can hear it.
Oh, we can't hear Jose
Ah,
Pablo.
Yeah.
oh, I'm sharing sound.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'll share just share screen. Is it okay?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, of course.
Okay. So from what I know, this is like the beat,
Yeah,
and this is the rhythm.
perfect. Okay. Beat, rhythm, and then what's the third?
It's tempo.
Tempo. Got it. Okay, beat, rhythm, and tempo. Got it. Okay. How about, did anyone, fantastic, Jose Pablo, thank you. So let's summarize that in our lab book. Did anyone find anything on writing lyrics, either via poetry or via the sort of hip hop?
I found one of poetry.
Okay, Antara, go share with us what you learned.
Okay. Do I share my screen so I could like?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I found these little steps. First, read a lot of poetry. If you want to write poetry, start by reading poetry so you can get inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to live poetry recitations.
Mm-hmm.
Start small. Don't obsess over your first line. Embrace tools. Enhance the poetic form with literature devices. Try telling a story with your poem. Express big ideas.
Wow. Okay. We could spend a lot of time on each one of these 8 elements of poetry. I think Jose Pablo you were right on target. Focus on the elements of success, the 3 elements of hip hop. Here are the 8 elements of poetry. Anyone have any thoughts about any of the? Whoa, keep them on. They're good. They're good. Let's look at those, Antara. Let's study them a little bit more and see what they really mean. So certainly 1 and 2 are you need to get inspired. If you want to get good at a sport, or you want to get good at music, or you want to get good at poetry, certainly it helps to have reference points. People who do it really well, they will inspire you. So certainly subscribe to 1 and 2. Start small. So often when we try to build something or do something, we try to run before we walk. I think it's important to start small, to walk before you run. That makes sense, Daniel?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can overwhelm yourself if you don't control how big the picture you're drawing is.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a great set of rules. Great set. Okay, don't obsess over your first line. Yeah, try to think the big picture. I think 8 and 4 are kind of related. Don't, at least initially, get bogged down by the details. Think about the big picture and just get the rough storyboard down before you start obsessing about a particular note or chord or yeah.
Or a line, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something that really bugs me sometimes when I'm composing, because sometimes I will start with a verse, and that verse gives me an idea of how the lyrics should go, but then I don't find a way to go to the next line, and I find myself stuck in a loop of trying to find what goes next from this verse. And sometimes I go through that wall and I can continue, but sometimes I just stop the project and do something else. And then a lot of times when I do that, as time goes by, I can go back to that line that was giving me problems, and with a fresh mind, and add new ideas to it, and maybe even change it. And so yeah, that I think that's really important. Don't obsessing over your first line. It's something that really struck me when I first started writing lyrics. So yeah, if you find that you cannot um, find the words that go after a certain line, you can just think about rewriting that line. Maybe doing that can change your perspective. And it's not that you have to erase it. You can just save it and put it aside. But yeah, you put it aside and try to do something else. And if that something else works, then you're good. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool, Daniel. Um, Antara, you found a really a list here that is provocative. We can learn a lot from this list. So number 5 is embrace the tools. And Jose Pablo, I think you did that. A number of you have done this masterfully. You're finding your own tools. Yeah, the more paintbrushes, the more tools you have at your disposal. Tools are really important to building. You got to have good tools to build your dreams. They say you can move with the right tool, you can move the earth, right? So that I certainly subscribe to number 5, embrace the tools. Even when you're writing poetry, you'd think, oh, I just write, there's no tools. But sure, there are plenty of tools that can help you with writing poetry, especially online tools. Okay, and then I really like the idea of telling a story. I think people like to hear stories. So when your lyrics tell a story, when your presentation tells a story, you're more likely to attract the audience's attention. It's more likely that the audience will remember what you're saying when you tell a story. Antara, this is great. I think be useful if everyone could document this list in your lab book. Maybe in the chat box you can put the URL where you got this, or put this whole thing in the chat box, even better yet. Yeah, great, Antara. Thank you. Anyone else come up with some research that will give us some guidelines?
John, I gotta go.
Okay, Alfredo, talk soon. See you next week.
But yeah, see you next week, and thank you.
Yep, you're welcome, Alfredo. Anyone else have?
I think Ximena was.
Yeah, I did a research. Well, not a research, but from what I know of music, I noticed that hip hop songs have or always rely on 16 bar verses, I think.
I'm sorry. Hip hop songs always rely on what?
16 bar verse, forms.
Oh, okay.
And I also noticed that some very famous rap songs open with the hook, which is the most catchy part of the song. And I don't know. That's just what I know about it from what I researched. What I saw.
Cool. Would be great if we put in our lab books hook. Yeah. I think that's a really powerful concept. The cover of your disc or the first image you see could be a hook, or you could say you could make a really shocking statement in your first line that will be the hook. Because nowadays, people have so much stuff to attract their attention on your cell phone. You're always on your cell phone. And if you don't have a hook right up front, people are likely to just get on their cell phone and not really listen. So I think that concept of a hook can be really effective.
Also, that I noticed that like the hook is like the answer for the listener, and the verses are the parts that tell the story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The hook is maybe the message that you take away, the one word or the memorable, the hook is the memorable part. Yeah. All right, very interesting, Ximena. I like that. Anyone else before we adjourn? Any lessons learned on how to write poetry, lyrics, or hip hop? Okay. All right, guys. So mission for next week. If you like to update your lab books with your research and then maybe upgrade your, fine tune your lyrics so that to reflect all the things we talked about today. I know some of you already have your lyrics already done, so there's not much left to do unless you want to just fine tune it a little bit. Go for it. Okay, so next week shall we try to start thinking about the beat, the rhythm, and the beat, and there were the three elements of hip hop. We'll talk about that next week. We'll try to put our lyrics to the three elements of hip hop. Okay, guys.
Thanks, John.
Yes, John, same for the
Welcome.
class.
That was fun.
Bye.
Thanks, John.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, John.
Daniel,
Bye,
thank
John.
you. Daniel, that was tremendous.
Yes.
I really
John.
loved what you.
Thanks, John. Bye.
Bye, Diego.
You're welcome, Diego.
I
Okay.
think it's going really good.
Yeah. I'm amazed. Well, I mean, these kids are really great to work with. Just great.